evaluation with the check mark in here. International Speech Contest is judged by this criteria. Missy has asked for our help. She's going to give her speech, but she wants your feedback. Not only your points of polish and things of that nature, but let's help her evaluate and get the perspective based on this criteria. We're looking at her speech development, her effectiveness, speech value, physical appearance, voice, manner, appropriateness, and correctness. And this is important because you need to know this as you are preparing a speech for a contest. There is one of these for each of the types of contests there are. So you just can't think of razzle-dazzle with words. You've got to have this all there in the package. We're going to have our regular evaluation for Missy, as the oral evaluation we get, but we, depending on time, may do kind of a little popcorn evaluation. We may ask for people, if they wish to give a one-sentence point of polish or praise, or maybe giving a perspective on one of these points on the matrix. So, Missy, we are so excited to have you. Come give us your International Speech Contest. Thank you.
As a kid, what I wanted to learn to do more than anything was to ride a horse. I mean, what little girl doesn't want a pony? So for my 28th birthday, my husband gave me a gift certificate for riding lessons at a local arena. And I was ecstatic. I thought, finally, my dream is going to come true. I'm going to learn how to ride a horse. Off I went to this arena, and I started at the indoor arena, which had nice, soft, fluffy dirt, which I was loving in case I fell off the horse. And I was amazed when I got on the horse the first time how far down, round, it really was from the top of that horse. Despite this, I persisted, and I did very well at the indoor arena. So by springtime, I was able to move to the outdoor arena. And there's just something amazing about learning how to ride a horse in the outdoors in the springtime when everything is in bloom. Everything went well until the day I was given El Diablo to ride. Now, El Diablo really was not his name. His name was probably Patches or Pokey or Petunia. But the day I climbed on his back, he became El Diablo. Now, he and I were doing quite well until the instructor gave me the command to have him trot. And as I was giving him this command, something bit him in the backside. And he took off like a rocket straight for the gate. My instructor later said she had never seen him move that fast. And I thought, great, I'm so glad I was on his back at that time. So El Diablo and I are headed straight for the gate. And I panicked because I was a relatively new rider. And I thought, I don't want to go out the gate on this horse. So I reined him in hard to the right to keep him in the arena. And at that point, he decided enough of that noise. And he comes to a screeching halt. And I proved all of Newton's laws of physics at that time as I was launched into flight over El Diablo. As I'm sailing through the air, time began to slow. And I see the fence approaching. And I'm reaching out for the fence, and I'm thinking, this is really going to hurt. And I crashed into the fence. I slid down it, and I sat there for a few stunned moments. And then I began to assess my body parts. I wanted to make sure I had not luxated my shoulder. So I luxated my thumb. When I realized for the most part that I was okay, I stood up. And I knew I had a decision to make. Was I going to get back on that horse again, or was I going to quit in fear and give in to the fear? Last year, Caleb, a local radio station, encouraged its listeners to pick a word that would describe what you wanted to accomplish for the year. And I chose the word fearless, because that's what I want to be. I want to be fearless. I want to be out there on the edge, pushing the envelope, being all that I was created to be. Because when I look back on my life, I realize oftentimes it is fear that holds me back. I have fear of failure. I have fear of success. I have fear of what others will think of me. And to live life to the fullest and be all I was created to be, I have got to be out there expanding my comfort zone, and that's going to involve change. There are few things that strike more fear in my heart than expanding my comfort zone and change. So I knew that I would have to be fearlessly stepping out of that comfort zone. And as I took that first step out of my comfort zone, I also learned that it's a huge step of faith, because I did not know where it was going to lead. Martin Luther King said, take the first step in faith. You don't need to see the entire staircase, just take the first step. What I also learned last year is that for me to be fearless is not realistic. Because if I waited until I was fearless, I'd never get out of my comfort zone. I'd continue to sit smack dab in the middle of it, all comfy and cozy. I also learned that as I took a step out of my comfort zone, and then another and another, it became easier and easier. Because that's the great thing about getting out of your comfort zone. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And what used to hold me back, like speaking in front of a group of people, no longer does, because my comfort zone has expanded. Now, on that day in the arena, I would like to tell you that I fearlessly climbed back on that horse and trotted off into the sunset. But that's not what happened at all. I fearfully got back on that horse and walked slowly, very slowly, around the arena. Now, why is it important for us to get out of our comfort zone? Because if we don't, we will never find out all the amazing things God has planned for our life. So what about you? Are you fearlessly or fearfully getting out of your comfort zone? Or are you like I was? You're sitting right in the middle, smack dab, all comfy and cozy. Why don't you come with me and let's take that first step, either fearlessly or fearfully, and get out of your comfort zone and find out all the amazing things God has planned for your life.